All right, Math 321. This is what we're doing today. Yesterday, well, not yesterday, 2 days ago, and during during our previous session, previously we looked at intersections. Today, we look at unions. Unions of sets. That pen is garbage. So we'll start off with one, something simple. X plus 3 is less than 1, or x minus 2 is greater than 3. So unions of sets is an or situation. I didn't even fucking write it. I wrote x plus 3 is less than 1, and then I didn't write the damn 1. I said it. So we solve them normally. Here we would subtract 3 from both sides, and we get x is less than -2. Or we add 2 to both sides here, and we get x is greater than or equal, or x is greater than 5. So what we're looking for is something that is in either region. X can be less than -2, so any value that's lower than it, not including -2. And then the 5, any value that's higher than it. This is an or situation, so either region works. And the way we put it in interval notation is we start at -infinity and we go up to -2. We write the two regions just like we see them. 5 to infinity, both with parentheses. And then since it can be in either union, we put this big old fat wide U. That represents union, which means the answer is in either set. Answer solution is in either set. Don't try to put these together. I could rewrite x is less than -2 as -2 is greater than x. And then I see the or x is greater than 5. This is a no, bad. Don't do this. No. Don't put them together. This is wrong. I was telling you yesterday we should be able to remove one of the x's, remove the x in one of the signs, and notice what happens if we do. If we remove this part, we have -2 is greater than 5. which is false. So this whole thing is wrong. Don't do that. Don't put them together. Yeah. That made me a little lightheaded doing that one. That was good. That's real good. You guys ready to try one? Let's see what you got. Does anyone need that longer? If you do, say something. I don't read minds, especially when most of you, I can barely see your eyes because your monitors are in the way. Let me let you try your hand at that for a second. Are you guys ready? Still working on it? Does anyone need more time? Is anyone gonna respond? Michaela is nodding at least. No one else is even fucking looking in my direction. Subtract 1 from both sides here. Get 3x is less than or equal to 6. Divide by 3, and I get x is less than or equal to 2. Or I add 3 to both sides, and I get 2x is greater than 12. Divide by 2, and I get x is greater than 6. So, throw it on a number line. Greater than 6 is this direction. We have a hollow circle on it because we don't include the 6. Less than or equal to 2 is on the 2. We have a solid point on it, and it goes that way. So, on interval notation, we have negative infinity up to 2, parentheses for the infinity, but 2 gets the bracket. Then we have a big old fat union symbol, and then the parentheses with the 6 up to infinity. All right, do another one. Keep you busy. 2x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 1, or 6x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 1.
Question on the first one.
Yeah.
So I got everything right, but in the circle and the bracket, so what determines both of those?
The equal sign underneath it.
Okay, so if it has the line, then what do you do with it?
You fill it in. It means you include the 2 in the answer. So we can actually, the number can actually equal 2, so we put a dot there. Fill in the circle basically makes it clear that 2 is a valid number. 6 will not answer this. 6 doesn't work in either of these equations. If we put 6 in here, we get 9 is greater than 9, which is not true. 9 equals 9. So, but 6.0001 works. So anything just above 6 works. So we put a circle on 6. We don't fill it in because 6 doesn't actually solve the equation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if it does solve the equation, we fill it in. Bracket goes with the fill-ins.
Okay.
Bracket is fill in. If it's not filled in, it's parentheses. Are you guys ready for this? Did you guys get it done? So we'll add 3 to both sides here. We get 2x is greater than or equal to 4. Divide by 2 and get x is greater than or equal to 2. Or add 5 to both sides here, and we get 6x is greater than or equal to 6. Divide by 6, and we get x is greater than or equal to 1. So x is greater than or equal to 2 is a circle at the 2 filled in, pointing to the right. X is greater than or equal to 1 is a circle at the 1 filled in and also pointing to the right. Since either region works, we actually don't need the red one. X is greater than or equal to 1 has all of it. So we can just say 1 to infinity, bracket for the 1 and parentheses for the infinity. Don't do this. Bracket 1 to infinity in union with bracket 2 to infinity. That doesn't make sense. This is utter nonsense. Don't do it. It's like saying Professor Hefe is an awesome teacher and Professor Hefe is a teacher. If you say he's an awesome teacher, that's enough. You don't need to throw in just he's a teacher. All right, you guys ready to have your game up? Are we having fun yet?
This is easier than I've been on.
Is that because you're getting more used to doing it? You've actually started doing it?
No,
No, I haven't started actually doing it. It's just shit. Well, I'm glad you like it. Then you're gonna love this. 3/4 times x plus 4 is less than 6, or 3/2 times x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 15. Dun dun dun. That's how I roll right there. Bring on the pain. Whether you're a mother or whether you're a brother, you stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. That's the pimp song right there. Can't you tell by the way I use my walk? I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. Ready? Is it still easy? No, it got harder, didn't it? So what do we say to fractions? Fuck them. Not I hate them. More than I hate them. Fuck them. They can go to hell. So what do we do about it? Let's kill those motherfuckers. So how do you kill a fraction? Multiply by the denominator. Multiply by the denominator kills the denominator. You can do the whole reciprocal at once, but not necessary. We have 4 times 6. You just got to make sure you got to do it to both sides also. 4 times 6 is 24. If I do it on this one, I'm going to multiply by 2. 2 times 15 is 30. Now you have a couple options at this point. I actually think the following is the easiest approach. Now, rather than distributing that 3, let's just divide by 3. If I divide both sides by 3, the 3's get killed on the left. We're left with x plus 4 is less than 24 divided by 3, which is 8. Finally, we subtract 4 from both sides and we get x is less than 4. There's only one more step. You just got to kill the fraction first. Yeah. Your other option, I'll do the other option. If you divide by 3, it clears out. Only because the 3 is multiplied by the parentheses. The other option is you can distribute it. We have 3 times x and 3 times 1 is 3. Then you got a little bit more work to do. Well, not really. Well, we had to do the distribution. 3x is greater than or equal to 27. And divide by 3, you get x is greater than or equal to 9. And this is an OR. And I want you to do this real quick. Try this approach try dividing by 3 here and see if you get x is greater than or equal to 9. See how it works for you. Like right now, pins up. Give it a try. I think you might like it. It's quicker. You're what?
Still working on the first one.
Oh, okay. In fact, it's worth trying both ways. Try doing this one by distribution. Distributing the 3. Try doing it both ways real quick. See which way works best for you, which way feels more comfortable. So here, if you tried distributing the 3, you would have 3x plus 12 is less than 24. Subtract 12. You get 3x is less than 12. And divide by 3. You get x is less than 4. Just like right there. If you did that 3 times x plus 1 and tried dividing by 3, you get the 3's cancel, and we get x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 30 divided by 3 is 10. Subtract 1, we get x is greater than or equal to 9. And we throw this on a number line. Less than 4 gets a hollow circle, hollow point, pointing to the left. And greater than or equal to 9 gets a solid point at 9, pointing to the right. So I have negative infinity all the way up to 4, and they both get parentheses. In union with 9 to infinity, 9 gets the bracket, and infinity gets the parentheses. All right, you guys ready for another? Three x minus 2 is greater than negative 5, or 2x minus 5 is less than or equal to 1. All right. Anyone still working on it? You need more time? All right. We'll add 2 to both sides on this one to get 3x by itself. So we get 3x is greater than -3. Then divide by 3. And I get x is greater than -1. Or we had 5 to both sides, and we have 2x is less than or equal to 6. Divide by 2, and I get x is less than or equal to 3. This is stuff for chapter 9. This will knock all the math support out of the way. After today, everything we're doing in this class is going to be like using StatCrunch and reinforcing like how to solve problems. How to do the homework, basically.
So this will be on for the homework though for support?
Yeah, this is in the chapter 9. But after today, we're just going over homework problems, basically. Reinforcing some of the concepts in there. All right, we throw this on a number line. And I get x is greater than -1 is a hollow circle going to the right. And x is less than or equal to 3 is a solid point going to the left. With the or means anywhere there's a number line. Anywhere with the line. And we're hitting all the way over to -infinity and positive infinity. Any number works for this. That's a tricky one, wasn't it? All right, then we got one more problem we're gonna do. It's a word problem. I think there's a word problem in the homework. AT&T offers long distance. I just made up numbers for this. For $2 a month. Plus 10 cents per minute. Last year, Angel's monthly bills were between $6.50 and $26.80 for long distance. What was the range of monthly minutes? Okay, so. If she does 0 minutes. She still has to pay $2. This is how to reason these problems out, how to figure out how to set them up. She does 1 minute, she pays $2 plus 10 cents. So I'll do it as treat it as dollar signs. $0.1 times that 1 minute. If she does 2 minutes, it's $2 plus 10 cents times the 2 minutes. We don't know how many minutes she had. Following this pattern, it's $2 plus 10 cents times X minutes. So she paid $2 and $2 plus 0.10x. And this price was between, the lowest price was $6.50. And the highest price was $26.80. Now, there's a couple ways of going about doing this. Actually, these should be less than or equal to because it actually includes those numbers. So we can get rid of decimals if we want. They each have 2 decimal places. So we can multiply by 100. Multiplying by 100 moves the decimal point to the right twice. We actually could have got away with only 1 decimal place, but I think that would have been confusing. So let's just move it 2 decimal places. Because it's only 1 decimal place in this problem. Usually it's going to be 2. Now we don't have to look at those ugly decimals. Now we solve like we normally would. We subtract 200 from every region. We did this in the intersection stuff. This is 450 is less than or equal to 10x, which is less than or equal to 2,480. Then we divide by 10 to get rid of the number in front of x. And we get 45 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 248. And x was in minutes, so these are minutes. So the lowest month had 45 minutes. highest month used 248 minutes. And that's all there is to that. But
That's gonna go back to.
yeah, we're not starting chapter 9 yet. We're starting chapter 9 on Monday, but this way you'll be good to go. Cause that's it for the chapter 9 support map. After this, everything we're doing is stat crunch related.
So can I do the support chapter 9 quiz?
Yep. You'll be ready to now. I wouldn't start it during lecture, that would be silly, but this weekend you're free to go.